Welcome to yet another episode of Politics Plus with Nkosi Zulu. And today we are hosting this gentleman here called Breakdown Mathenjwa. He's going to be just basically giving us his background and his political journey, if he is a politician, or how he comes across the political aspects in his life and through his engagement, because we see him quite a lot on the social medias and everywhere else where there are political engagement. So, but Mathenjwa, siyakwamukela. Ngabe uyaphila?
Sakubingelela ndoda enkulu, sakubingelela baba, sakubingelela Nkosi.
Cha, no, in brief mfethu, awusichazele nomchazele ababukeli be Politics Plus ukuthi ubani uBreakdown Mathenjwa and udlala yiphi role kulesi siphithiphithi sepolitiki esisibonayo la eSouth Africa njengamanje.
Ndabezitha nababukele emakhaya angisho ukuthi mina khanyisani uMathenjwa isibongo endaweni yase Mthunzini KwaZulu-Natal enyakatho nesifundazwe saKwaZulu-Natal ngaphansi komasipala obizwa kuthiwa uMlalazi Municipality Kingcetshwayo district la ngisuka khona. Into engidlanisa nepolitiki yini, I am a leadership advisor. In year 2019 I've registered a non-profit organization which is called Mthunzini Future Leaders Empowerment. My desire was to empower future leaders. Why I came to that vision and that desire? I saw that in our country, we don't have leaders. We are in a leadership crisis where everybody wants to wake up and go and lead. We don't have leaders. So I taken a step that no, I'm not going to contest any political position, but I'm going to be a gap stander where I'm defeating these deal makers and these hypocrite parasite politicians and grooming up real future leaders.
Yay. Hey, angazi soqeda senjani baba Mathenjwa ngoba sengathi this is going to be a little bit deep. But okay, we understand, very deep, and obviously this platform is where the news, the current news meets the insights and passion. And I can already see passion yakho. It is invoked by this question, but then just give us a little brief leading up to la ubona khona upinpointa khona ukuthi now I need to take this action. Usukaphi ukhulele phi usinkomo udlala ibhola nabanye abafana abancane until ufika kulesi sikhathi kancanyana nje usithi nje qaphu ukuze sizofika ekuthini when inini la usu realize khona ukuthi asinawo ama leaders. But I was lapha nosuse phansi.
When I'm emakhaya laphana angiyasuka, I leave the rural areas and I come to look for a job in the city. Then I've learned the dynamics. And I'm praised in the city, and I feel so useless. Ukuthi ngale emakhaya ngiyakhonza eZion, kodwa kaze nginikele nge1000. Kodwa mase ngifike eThekwini ngakhonza eNew Covenant, sengifundisa ukunikela ngama1000. Ingqondo yami yathi, why am I so stupid? There are so many rich people in this church that are sowing thousands and millions. Can't I go back home and make this 1,000 of mine can make a huge difference where I come from? So whatever wisdom, whatever knowledge I've collected in the city or in the urban areas, can I use this knowledge back there? Then I went back home in 2016. That was first time Donald Trump of America was contesting to be the president. If you go to my home, you will find a matcheta paluti. We are making Mthunzini great again. So my vision is linked with Donald Trump, because the way Donald Trump was shaking America in 2016, I was so inspired. I was so inspired by Donald Trump. Until today, I'm still inspired by that president of America. And I'd like to congratulate him for his second appointment and his inauguration in the United States of America this week at George Mogamed. So I was very inspired by Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not an actor. Donald Trump does not pretend. Donald Trump does not care who you are, where you come from. He just became himself. He is patriotic. He loves his people. So that is me. And I said, I don't want to make Durban great. I don't want to make Africa great. I was born in Mthunzini, and I will make Mthunzini great. And I'm still pursuing that vision.
It's okay. I think we have to do a question and answer session. Ukuze sizohambisana. Ngitshela ukuthi i-primary school yakho ofunde kuyona ikephi ne high school, and whether you have gotten into any sort of tertiary education level. Yes, ngicela ungitshele nje kulokho kokuthathu bese ke siyaqhubeka Sizofika ku Donald Trump, sofika eMthunzini, sofika konke amanye ama-initiatives, but asihambeni la. Primary school, high school, if there's any tertiary level engagement or even mhlampe any initiatives in between such before we get to ukwenza uMthunzini ube great.
Sihlalo, I'm responding to your question. Sithebe primary school eMandeni. That's where I've started my primary school.
Okay.
That's where I grew up from grade 1 to grade 7. My principal was Mr. P.E.B.L. Okay. That if you are coming from Mandeni, was Tebe, that's my location. Then high school, I gone to Mtunzini, that's where my family is and my father. And then I went to Mtunzini. That's why now I go to Mtunzini, study Umashanandana Senior Secondary School. Umashanandana ibutho ibutho leinsizwa noma ibutho lempi lenkosi uMzimela kuthiwa Umashanandana inkunzi itheniwe. It's been named after the high school now, Umashanandana Senior Secondary School. Khona kuwa 21 eMthunzini. Bese ngisuka wa grade 8, grade 10 ngagcina grade 9 ngayofunda eHlakaniphani High School. eHlakaniphani High School bengiphethe ubaba uTerry Mthimkhulu usuprincipal. Ugcina umhlolo omkhulu wa Department of Education. Yona engicathulisile ngakhula ngikhona phansi la sawo. Lapha ngizaqeda khona umatric wami ngo2009 eHlakaniphani Senior Secondary School. Into ebengiyenza esikoleni uma kuthiwa ngihlangana nepolitiki doing grade 11 eHlakaniphani. Every time bekusaphethe uMinister Trevor Manuel umuntu obenikezwe iproject or isene politics phakathi beza kumina esikoleni. So I'm not a politics by accident. Lento politics ngithola ngendlela nayo, I'm not a fly by night. It when from school I was delivering a budget speech from school, and when I contested to be a councillor in 2021 I went to my principal Mr. Emezona for economic. What give me? You got to do it because it's in you. You are not acting this thing. It's you who grew up with it. It's yours. It's you. You are not. It's just.
So you've contested a councillor around Mthunzini in that area. That is why you are here. This is Politics Plus, and that is why I was basically asking these questions, because why are you so loud and engaging in political activities? You know, one thing about this platform is it looks into the matters of complexities and the journey of each and every guest that we invite here. So that is why I have to send you right back there. So we are quite glad Guti, you are telling us about this journey now. And we want to find out Guti, if you've contested Iskudla sub council, what were the dynamics and under which banner, under which political party?
I stood as an independent candidate in my village, and I ran all my campaign. I developed, I went to school tournaments, music tournaments, art and culture, ingoma, yonke. If you talk about the development, before 2021.
Yes. So
by that time, I think I was not ready spiritual. Then I survived. I'm still back, and I'm not going to go there because implicate our families. So I don't want to go there. It's very, very deep. So I don't want to just touch it.
Oh, uyibutho lenkosi uMzimela.
No, yeah. But inkosi.
What's no, yeah?
Enkosini makhona makuthiwa uhlangana nomkhandlu wenkosi uma ngivela wonke umuntu mangenyawo emkhandleni, because what I stand for, even I will stand 50 people and me ngingedwa, I will still believe I'm right against the 50 in the house.
No, it's okay. Breakdown or Mathenjwa. That's Kubegin, because we are here to look into our current issues and current matters that are taking place politically. There are various issues, but I think African National Congress. Give us your insights or your own knowledge or your own perspectives. Actually, recently we've heard reconfiguration. Yes, it's basically a new term in politics, but we heard that NPEC was reconfigured recently. What is your take or what are your views?
African National Congress iqembu lezepolitiki elikhulu kakhulu eningizimu Africa and in African continent in particular. The reason why it's not a South African National Congress, it was formed to unite the African continent. Obaba uJohn Ngalibalele Mafuzela Dube, no Dr. Pricksley Isaka Seme, they formed the ANC to fight the battles of the South Africans and the Africans and blacks, and in particular across the continent, from Cape to Cairo, from Morocco to Madagascar. That was a vision of Obaba UJohn Ngalibalele Mafuzela Dube. That was a vision. So the ANC until today remain the best political party in South Africa. Put me on record. I repeat it. The African National Congress remain the best political party in this country. But the question is now, where is the problem in the ANC? The ANC elected leaders are unable to implement the resolution. They are unable to take the policies of the ANC into practical. The land policy is the ANC. The free education policy is the ANC. All these policies of the EFF-MK party, all these political are the ANC policies.
I get the passion. I understand. I get the history. Let's go back. The KZN PEC reconfiguration. And I deduce from what you've just mentioned or what you've just said, Uti, the ANC elected wrong leaders, basically. That is what you implied.
Who said?
It's an implication. No, you did not say it in words, but you implied. Now, I want to find out from you if you are saying the ANC did not put in leadership position appropriate leaders.
You're misquoting me, Chair. I said the elected leaders of the ANC are unable to implement the conference resolution. That's what I've said. I'm not saying they are wrong. They are unable to implement.
It's okay. We are not going to argue about this here, but I know that.
But don't misquote me, Chair, because you are going to make me wrong. The public will misunderstood me because of your own misunderstanding.
A minute ago of this conversation, you said that leaders or the ANC failed to appoint leaders that will be able to make implementations. It's okay, let's move on. But I want to say then, those leaders as a collective, does that include Ubabu Jacob Zuma as well?
That's why I'm refused.
But you did not say that. But then, whatever type of leader did you explain 2 minutes ago? If you said ANC were able to elect good leaders that were able to implement whatever policies, are you also including Ubabu Msholozi?
Why are you singling him out? So don't make your personal agenda. The one said Mandela, Uti, don't make your enemies our enemies. Why are you singling? Why are you not asking Mandela? Why are you not asking about him? Why are you jumping to President Zuma? What has he done to you?
Is he not one of the...
why are you singling him out of the
Is
ANC?
he not... Because...
Why him is so special?
I'm not here to answer to your questions, basically.
If you call me to your podcast and you're going to feed me your own personal agenda to...
I'm not feeding you. I'm not feeding you.
No,
I'm not feeding you. I'm asking you a question.
Yeah, why are you singling him out?
You asserted. You made a presentation.
Yes.
And on your presentation, I am dejossing topics of discussion. My topic that I want to drive to as the host of this show is, out of those leaders that you've just mentioned, does it also include Ubabu Jacob Zuma now?
Why him alone? That's what I'm questioning.
I will take it as if you've forgotten.
I cannot answer the wrong question because automatically the answer will be wrong. Your question is wrong.
How can the question be wrong?
It's wrong. It's a wrong question, Chair.
It's okay. Let's move on.
Yeah, move on, Chair. The question is wrong.
Currently, the reason I was asking the question anyway is currently we understand that Ubabu Kedlehlekisa Msholozi uNxamalala, he is an ANC member.
Not in
hold on. Let me drive this question. He is an ANC member whom is perhaps suspended or been expelled.
Or is a suspended ANC member.
That is why I'm saying, let me drive to a question so that you perhaps recall what you have said 3 minutes ago on the show. So this leader, Ubabu Jacob Zuma, who is ANC member, expelled or suspended, or whichever term that you can use. And I want to link this back to my initial question, which was the PEC, the reconfiguration of the PEC. But then you've basically skipped to this one. Now, my question to you is, Gulama leaders the ANC that were supposed to do implementation of the policies, the regulations, or even the constitution of the adoptions of the ANC. Because you even go as far as saying, EFF, MK, the policies there, they belong to the ANC. It's what you said in this podcast. So I'm asking you, Ubabu Msholozi, currently speaking, as a leader of EMKA, member of ANC, what has he done, or has he successfully implemented those policies and those or these resolutions that we were talking about. You even cited the land issue, the economical policies and stuff. So tell me about, don't ask me why I'm singling him out. Because I asked you about the reconfiguration of the PEC. There we're talking about the Dumas, the Mtolos, and everybody else as a collective. Which means I have not singled out Babu Msholos. Because I spoke about the PEC. When I speak about the PEC, I'm talking about the collective leadership of the ANC. Now, you cannot then defend Umsholozi when the topic
is too long.
No, it's not a question. I'm narrating to a question. You cannot then defend Umsholozi when the question gets to him. Because I asked you about the PEC, you do not say, why are you singling out the PEC?
I didn't respond to the question.
You could have just said.
I didn't respond to Duma and Tolo stuff in PEC, I didn't.
You did
I've
not.
Responded to I told about the ANC as a whole.
Let us talk about this question, my man. Umsholozi, has he been able to do the implementation of such as a collective?
Why are you mixing Umsholozi and the ANC? Because he's the man.
Because he's a member of the ANC.
He is chosen to form his own political party, party.
Based on the policies of the ANC, as you've just said 4 minutes ago.
The best way to speak about Zuma now is to make sure that we single him with the MK party.
Okay, let's do this. Let's follow your cue.
ANC, we are just making our controversy.
Yeah, but then I think you created the controversy by saying EFF, the MK are using the policies of the ANC.
Which is true.
Which is true. So how can we then
I was talking about the organizations, not the individuals.
And who's the leader of the organization?
Different leaders, different organizations.
Okay. It's okay. We move right along. Are you not going to be giving me anything on the reconfiguration of the PEC?
The PEC?
Yes, of the ANC PEC.
Which one?
There's only one.
There's no PEC currently. There's an interim committee.
I'm not talking about MK. I'm talking about...
The ANC disbanded the PEC, the Provincial Executive Committee, which was elected by the Conference of the Province of KwaZulu-Natal. There are those that are disbanded by the National Executive Committee and the National Working Committee. So currently we don't have the PEC in the Province of KwaZulu-Natal. Which PEC are you talking about?
If I may ask a personal question, perhaps because this is the right platform where you can declare. Are you a member of a political party?
No. I've cleared that I'm an independent leadership advisor and I've contested election in 2021 as an independent candidate. That's what I've stated to. I am a leadership advisor.
I will also assist you here. Perhaps because I have to try and explain why I ask each and every question. It is because we see on social media the way you present yourself.
Yes.
You basically shoot at anything that takes place within each and every
event of Umkhonto weSizwe.
Not only Umkhonto weSizwe, with all the other political parties as well.
Yeah. I was in the rally of the IFP in Moses Mapita on the 10th of March. I was in the rally of the ANC in Moses Mapita again at the 10th February. I was there. So which one are you talking about? And which one? The Elon Stadium, I was there with the MK party. I went all three rallies, these big political parties from KwaZulu-Natal. Which one you want to talk about?
If you attend these political party rallies, what is your interest?
What I was doing, ngomhla 16 December 2023 uma uNxamalala ethi njengamanje akasezi kuyivotela iANC mina njengo independent man owayesopa ngathi uma kuthiwa singayivotela iANC bonke abantu ababuye saphuma nabefundisi sabiza amakhosi sathi abantu abavotela umkhonto weSizwe that's why uthe mase kuvote no sexoxa umkhonto weSizwe we got no dealings mina ngathi kuthiwa ngiseparliament ngifuna ukuya eparliament nomkhonto I was called for my hearing I've never signed a membership yomkhonto weSizwe. The only things I should akudilize umbuso lo kaRamaphosa awuwe. That's what we stood for. And I'm a citizen of South Africa. I'm sure I stood for that and I've achieved it. We made South Africa better. We cut down the load shedding by voting for Umkhonto weSizwe. We recruited, but we don't need nothing with Umkhonto to do with Umkhonto weSizwe. I don't need nothing. I'm not a member there. But we said that if you're going to destroy the ANC, it was too arrogant. There is shy pansy. So show ANC.
I listen very observantly or attentively in proper English. And when I listen, then I have to reflect back to what the guest has presented. You are saying you did well, the society
so
did well.
So I program izinto.
Ukuthi angiyazi ukuthi phela nini program. But ngithi mina kuwena you are saying you did well, the society did well ngokuvotela umkhonto weSizwe waphela load shedding.
Yes.
Can you further elaborate on that one?
On that one?
Yeah.
ngiyakutshela ukuthi ngokuvotela umkhondo wesizwe i-load shedding yayikhona towards ama-election uma kubona ukuthi umkhondo ugwaza ngempela i-load shedding nganqamuka nje load shedding if you see load shedding fona umkhondo wesizwe Jacob Zuma load shedding we made it.
What other benefits are there that they were basically produced by the
then
society?
Then now we're coming back when you see me on social after the election now from July I was calling a rebellious MK member. The tribe ngizwa ama disciplinary hearing ngoba kuthiwa sengi-attack umkhondo
wena ku disciplinary hearing
yes
yomkhondo
hayi yomkhondo bathi bangisa ngathi I'm not a member
disciplinary hearing yayiphi institution
bangishaya ku social kwathunyelwa amalungu omsocial media wonke umkhondo wesikuthi nje awathetha ngivale ku social media ngiblockwe ngawathenda amarally ngabe ngibona abantu bomkhondo
nibe ne disciplinary hearing lapha ku social media
ingakho kuthiwa iqembu umkhondo iqembu la TikTok ngoba bayenza ku TikTok lo nto leyo.
Yeah, okay, no, I guess. What was the outcome of the disciplinary hearing yaku social media?
No, kanti bathi bangibuza ukuthi ngenzani why attack umkhondo wathi mina I am not a member of umkhondo wesizwe. I am a voter of umkhondo wesizwe. And why have I voted for umkhondo wesizwe? And the reason I'm complaining is we in majority people of KwaZulu-Natal have voted umkhondo wesizwe into 45%. We voted for umkhondo wesizwe in numbers more than about 1.2, more than 1.6 million from this province, KwaZulu-Natal. But now umkhondo wesizwe muswinile. Why does not it come? Why does it not take the power? Why was umkhondo wesizwe hudrinya kuya negotiation? They were not even necessary to go to a negotiation. They were supposed to take the province of KwaZulu-Natal and form the minority government with the 45% they have. We were questioning them and now ask why you are wasting our votes.
You seem very passionate about umkhonto wesizwe. To me, you cut across as a person that actually wants umkhonto wesizwe in power, and you've basically even mentioned the benefits of having voted for umkhonto wesizwe other than other parties. Let's move on quickly to EFF before we pelele program jabushilo nje. The decline of EFF, Economic Freedom Fighters, from 9 seats in parliament to 2. I'm not quite sure of the numbers.
Yes.
What is your perspective with that one? What is your assessment of EFF? More especially in KZN.
The Economic Freedom Fighter is one of the current best after the ANC political party. And the leader and the founder of the EFF CIC, Commander-in-Chief Julius Malema, has found the greatest political organization for this country in year 2012 after he was expelled in the African National Congress as a president of the ANC.
Yet you don't vote for him.
If Julius Malema is the only leader in South Africa with a vision. In leadership, you don't follow somebody because you like him. In politics, you follow a vision. So Julius Malema is the only person, a leader that's with a vision in this country. Let me tell you, if you can go to my village before Mkondo Wesizwe arrived, I funded the Economic Freedom Fighter. If you go watch the tournaments before Mkondo Wesizwe arrived, I gave the money to the structures of the EFF in Mtunzini, in what level of Mtatuze, what 21 and what 20, I funded the EFF in my village because I believe the leader Julius Malema has a clear vision, but you cannot compare Julius Malema versus President Zuma when it comes to the Zulu nation. Then we are tribalist.
Okay, there we go. The reason I keep going back is because you do your presentation and you mix up issues. So it leads from one to the next. And your presentation, your single presentation, leads into 3 or 4 different topics. But now I've got to go back and say, earlier you were saying, when on the 16th of December 2023, when Jacob Zuma announced that you should not vote for ANC.
He, not we.
No, he.
Yes.
So then you said to me, you uprooted the priests, the kings.
And of course,
yes. And then you told them to vote for Mkondo Wesizwe. It's okay. Why did you then not tell them to vote for EFF if EFF is so?
Okay, as a leadership advisor, I've worked with the Economic Freedom Fighters. As a Iswa.
We seem to go back and forth.
I went there. If you go to the offices, in the regional offices, you ask them to, Pilan Kumeto, you were the secretary of this time, you know this guy. I said, I know him. He came to our office, he funded us, he was buying things for us, he was visiting an office and mentoring us. My kids, I was attending them, non-politically, just I'm mentoring them. But they are nowhere to be found. They are just a careerist, time-wasting politicians. Malema has a vision, but his followers are very, very traumatized, are chaotic. politics. They have got nothing. There is nothing they're going to achieve. As we are going to local government election, I can tell you, they are not going to get even a single councillor in this province.
Okay.
Mark my word, and keep me on record.
No, it's okay. Let's move on. So now you mention the word tribalist, and you are basically saying
yes,
we cannot compare Malema after your good narrative about the CIC. And,
once I catch side. Don't make a mistake.
Do you understand that this recording is
I don't care.
basically...
I told you I'm inspired by Donald Trump. I speak what is in my mind. I'm not a professional. I'm not a status quo person. I'm not going to present what people are happy about. I'm saying what is in my mind. This is my brain. So if whatever you want to judge me, you're going to judge me the way I am. I better be hated for whom am I rather than to love what I'm not. I'm not a politician. I'm not misleading here. I'm not lying here.
Besides Donald Trump,
yeah,
who is your role model? Politically or basically even personally?
Personally, I love Dr. Miles Monroe from Bahamas. He's a government advisor, is a leadership advisor. I've listened to him a lot. I'm his product, actually. And then the second person, I'm inspired by Patrice Lumumba, Professor P.L.O. Lumumba from Kenya. I'm inspired by him, what to do for Pan-Africanism in this continent. I'm very inspired by these two people in politics. In a country called Tanzania, there is a former president who died during the COVID-19, John Pombe Magufuli. He was a president of Tanzania. I was inspired by him. Those are leaders that I was inspired by, except Donald Trump.
Thanks. You've got a long list. And this list does not include, or it makes an exception of the leaders that present the African unity, irrespective of race, ethnicity, or even what you call tribalism. And yet you sit here, you are basically saying you cannot compare any other leader to Msholos in this case, who is a Zulu. We are then very shocked. I'm not shocked, but I'm a bit surprised because these people, when they preach African unity. They don't see racial lines or ethnicity lines and stuff of that sort. But then you are proud to sit here and say we cannot compare any leader to a Zulu leader.
Any competition, once you put Amazulu versus anything, Zulu, we are proudly saying, any Xhosa can tell you Zulus are united. If you go to Johannesburg, we don't sit with the Xhosas, we don't sit with Mapedis, Zulus are always gathered together. And Amazulu are kulumeng language, my brother.
And you recommend that Amazulu need to be united, they need to isolate themselves.
That is us. I'm recommending or not, I like it or that is us. That is us, we are the Zulus.
But it gives me quite a bit of a shock. Let us move on to the next item.
Also, bese kuthi ayakena umuntu lo bese sisho language yakhe abantu ngathi thina kuphela yabona nje uZulu hayi ilento ephezulu ekhekeni.
Okay, we carry on. Look, I understand that you wanted MK to govern this province as per your...
I didn't want, I voted MK.
Yes, so that's because you wanted the MK to govern the province. So you are not in support of EGPU and GNU in large? By any chance?
It's not my favorite thing.
Not your favorite thing?
Yeah, it's a group of crooks.
So when you were shooting down ANC, African National Congress, as per your words,
yes.
What were you hoping for? What sort of government?
Our dream was to make sure that the ANC lose the election less than 50%. That was our attention. We wanted everybody, we just make sure that the ANC, people didn't want to vote. They were tired because they were not seeing the change. We are very excited. But see, we destroyed the ANC. It's an achievement. It's our trophy. You must praise us for that. You destroyed the ANC. It's our generation, led by President Zuma. We destroyed. It's an achievement.
Good. That means you don't have any prospective South Africa beyond the destruction.
Leave South Africa, but we destroyed the ANC.
What about South Africa? Then South Africa has got to have a leader.
Can you go to hell? But we destroyed the ANC. That was our main enemy. We wanted to destroy the ANC. And we are happy. Even we are not governing, but the ANC was destroyed. We finished the ANC, my man.
I'm so hoping that this show comes
And
soon.
we come and go to local government election. The ANC now is killing it. It's killing its own. They're fighting each other. They are killing themselves. They are supporting us furtherly. And kune media briefing emhlanga. Nami khona indaba ezovela ngalo ukuthi khona iyathuthwa laba bayathuthwa. Beza ngala kumkhondo. Beza ngala. Hawu kumele kuba
No, this is a different type of interview. Now, let's go on. Do you have anything, perhaps, to give us on or with regards to the instability on the education system, more especially at tertiary levels? If you have observed that there's been a little bit of sluggish and issues with regards to the registrations, more especially after we have been proclaimed to have done well with our metric.
Previously, a conversation about no so politics. I thought politicians were arrogant. Politicians, when you ask them a question, they don't respond to the question you ask. They give you something else.
Okay.
I'm not saying that. Kodwa sengibona sengimdala bothi leke ngibuza umbuzo ubona lembuzo engize ngiphendule uvela uphendula ngendlela sengiyayibona manje wona umbuzo ongibuza wona ngizovela ngiphendule ngento ngawubona umbuzo ngathi awukho ezinge lokubuzwa mina.
Okay. It's okay. Look, because we invited you here, right? And it's a signal uzela. At the end of the day, I think you respected us enough to basically drop everything else
but
and come to us.
Executive.
Now, I cannot be asking questions that are going to be dictated by you.
I'm not HOFDR education. I'm not a minister of education.
But you are not a member of MK, but you've said a lot about MK. You've said a lot about ANC, but you are nothing at ANC. You are nothing at EFF, but you said a lot. So if I ask you a question about the education system, and you are not even anything in South Africa, and you said a lot about South Africa. So my question here is, it's okay to say, I don't tap into that type of affairs.
Yeah.
Then we move on. So, but it's a different thing when you are going to sit here and dictate to me which questions I should ask you at executive level. Which executive position do you present? Do you represent? Do you tell me which executive position do you represent so that I can ask you specific questions on that executive level?
Do you read the Bible?
Yes, I do.
There's a verse said.
Wait, let me give you an appropriate answer since you want to ask questions. I read a book called the Bible.
So as a man thinketh, so he is. As a man thinketh, so he is. That's the King James Version.
Okay.
Yeah. So
now my next question is, because you are driving this conversation seemingly, my question will be, I hope it's at the executive level.
Yeah.
Did you learn this verse when you were giving the 1,000 rands to that covenant church? Or did you learn that verse when you were deserting your Zionist federation?
That's religious politics now. Why are you dividing?
My question is, when did you learn this verse?
This verse?
Yeah.
It's in the Bible. You don't learn the Bible.
Yes, I know where the verse is. When did you learn it? Is that when you started learning to donate or whatever that you do at that covenant church in the suburban areas where you realized that there are many rich people there? Or is it when you deserted your church?
But it's a verse in the Bible. The time frame and everything else doesn't matter. I read the verse and I know the verse now.
I cannot be talking about the Bible because I'm talking politics.
Continue. I was asking you, so when you asked me which executive part are you playing, and I responded, so as a man thinketh, so he is. So if Donald Trump didn't see him as a president, he was not going to be the president of
What
America.
do you think of yourself as?
Me? I'm the breakdown.
Let's move on. Today, or even from yesterday, we've learned, or we are learning that some political parties are hosting the media briefings, and as of today, we know MK will be hosting one. Yes. What are the expectations of outcomes from such?
Before I enter to this podcast, I've opened my phone. I'll show you the video that was circulating on social media where I've responded, if I was a convener of the province of KwaZulu-Natal, what would have I done? And that video was posted 14 days before the media briefing that is taking place in Durban, Mhlanga Rocks at the Coastlands Hotel. I responded by saying I was going to disband all the regional structures, parallel structures, and sub-regional structures, and reappoint the new structure, what is currently taking place at the same time as I'm sitting here. So that meaning I am a great leader. My brain is working faster than the brain of the National High Command combined of Mkhonto Wesizwe.
what would you have done if you had the powers?
That's what they're doing now, what I'm saying.
If you let me finish the question. If you had authority or powers to act upon the ANC PEC, what you would have done?
The current ANC of KwaZulu-Natal, which is in government, is in great coalition with the government of provincial unities. That's what you mean I was doing.
I'm talking about the PEC itself. I'm not talking about the GPU. I'm talking about... My question is la, uthi, wena ubunawo amandla okwenza noma yini about iPEC ye-ANC eKZN. Njengoba usushilo nje ngomkhonto uthi if you were a provincial convener ubuzodisbanda ubuzokwenza njani wena
nge-PEC
ye-ANC.
The PEC of the ANC of KwaZulu-Natal, I think they are being commenting outside hatred. I don't think the PEC of the ANC was supposed to be disbanded. The ANC nationally has dropped. That's where the problem is. If you can remove Cyril Ramaphosa in the ANC, the numbers can increase in the ANC. I can guarantee you.
Do you want that to happen?
So no, we don't want that to happen. If those are the people to do that, the members of the ANC, the branches of the ANC are in good authority to exercise that right. So I'm saying they are unfairly treated because the first person was supposed you must lead by an example. Cyril Ramaphosa was supposed to resign with immediate effect after the ANC has got a result below 50%. Then from Cyril Ramaphosa, the newly appointed interim committee of the National Executive Committee, National Working Committee of the ANC, was going to say, now who else lost? Then that was Gauteng, then it was KwaZulu-Natal. If it was that, it was going to be fair. Now for Secretary General Fikile Mbalula and the National Executive Committee of the ANC, which led the ANC to this drastical mass, they must fire and take our province, even the ANC, because they are in KwaZulu-Natal. I will stand with the ANC of KwaZulu-Natal. If I was compared with them with the nationally, the ANC, I will defend the ANC of KwaZulu-Natal. Why they are being disbanded? For what good reason? Why Ramaphosa is still a president? Because he lost the election drastically. In the history of South Africa, he is the first ANC president to lose election.
This is our second last question. Then we roll up. But I want to just make some corrections, little corrections there. We have not heard that the PEC has been disbanded. We've heard that it has been reconfigured. Moving right along, now I need to ask you, this is my second last question. If you are leading, if you call yourself a leader, are you leading by an example, just like how you are expecting Mr. Ramaphosa to do so? And the reason I'm asking, I must tell you, it's run along the lines that you have many followers on social media. But your presentations here today, and I understand the Bible verse that you quoted, but if you are saying, or if you have belief that you've got a leader as an example, do you then not think it's inappropriate to champion or to promote exclusion with regards to racial and ethnic lines? Because I'm asking this here because you were saying as Zulus you are able to go to Gauteng and sit by yourself, and you are actually even saying you're tribalist. Now you are a leader. Do you not think that is detrimental to your leadership?
Okay, once you're making me a leader, you are now to make me to fight with the people, because when I make me big now, you see, once you're making me big now, you're causing a controversy. With the people say, how kind of a leader is that? I'm not a leader. I'm the leadership advisor. I advise leaders. So as the Zulus, we call for unity amongst our nation. As I'm coming from the Zulu nation, when we gather with other nation, we call that the Zulu must unite from the Zulus, then we go and meet somewhere else. But when we in KwaZulu-Natal, I call for unity amongst the Zulu nation, amongst anything that says out.
I think my question was on the executive level. I mean, that is where you
I'm not going there.
That is where you pulled me to. So I asked you an executive level question because leaders are expected not to incite violence, but you've just did.
I didn't. What I did?
And it's okay. Let's move on to the last question, I think. Now I want to find out from you, and the reason I'm asking this question is once again because you have said, Uti, you are excited and you are actually happy and you deem yourselves as successful when you broke down the ANC as the leaders of the society or as the leaders of the country, and you care not about what happens to South Africa. But I don't know, I want to ask you again, whenever you advise, since you are posed or you masquerade as an advisor to whoever you advise, what is your perspective, South Africa? What do you wish to happen to South Africa going forward? Because we cannot then be a leaderless country.
That's a good question. In closing, my brother, that's a very good question. I would like to respond by saying, as I said, that I had an organization that was saying we are the leaderless society. We are not only have a leadership crisis in politics, but we have a crisis from the background where everybody comes from, a home. So once the leadership crisis is at home, that's where the problem begins. We're coming from a fatherless generation. The kids that are growing now, they are growing out without fathers. Every child's there, his father is there, they've got a stepfather, the mother is there, there are 3 children, different surnames, there is no clear background. So that is a family crisis, family leadership crisis. That was a crippled the leadership crisis at escalated. Emphakathini esihlala kuona abantu abakhona abangabahola amakhansela ne leadership crisis. Umuntu nombani usefuna ukuba ikhansela, umuntu abe uthisha abe ikhansela, abe iphoyisa abe ikhansela. People are so greedy. Sebefuna ukulala bafake isweni, bafuna ukwakha izitezi. They are not interested in changing impilo zabantu. Emabandleni emasontweni, abafundisa abaseka abafundisa abashumayela ivangeli ngeqiniso, abaseka abashumayela abondla intandane. Alikho ibandla lakhela abantu izindlu, alikho ibandla libeka ama registration njengoba kade kubhaliswa ingane nje back to school, alikho ibandla likhokhela umfundi registration lamTvet college. Because there is no leaders in that church. Kunabantu abakhona who are just using the religious context in order to enriching themselves. So we want to appeal to the religious leaders. We need people let's come to define what is a true leader, who is supposed to lead, what are the qualities of a good leader, who must lead, who must not lead. So that's what we must go to. Ubani ngempela umuntu okumele abe umfundisi, yini umsebenzi kamfundisi, into efanele siyibheke leyo. Siye kuyipolitiki oyimaya nakumasipala amakhansela nakumunicipal manager. Lapha abantu bayagwaziswa, people are paying bribes, people abantu bayalala ukuze bathole imisebenzi. That is satanist, that is demonic. And we don't have leaders. So what is a solution to appeal that we are a leaderless society? We don't have leaders in our country. So we need to address that. It's a dynamic issue. It's not the issue of today. It's not the issue of tomorrow. We need to start once to build families. That is the foundation of building a prosperous country. I was negotiating the bagachwala no work on my tavern to uchwala South Africa sidle but maleza ku 7 billion in a space of 2 days. It's what nation are we building? Ngithi mina I better be a leader. Kade bengikhuluma nabafundi base university. Ngicela ukuthi bangenzele inkonzo opening prayer tertiary education. Bathi bona no bafuna ama badge. Ngathi no they must do away with badges ngoba isizwe esinjani esisakhayo lesi esinama badge notshwana nama pens down nemigudu nomjuxuzo. Ake sibe isizwe ezoba umono ohlukile coming from a different perspective. Sakhe isizwe esoba nena, sakha amasonto amaningi ukudlula amajoint. Sakha amabandla la kwakho khona abantu better like bulawa khona abantu. I rest my case.
In summary, just so that you tell the viewer at home or whoever is going to be watching this recording.
Yes, my brother.
Who would you like to lead South Africa? I'm now not saying either politically. I'm not saying politically or whatever. But then you've killed the ANC. It's okay. We agree. Now, who must lead South Africa? We understand the diagnosis that you've just presented. It's okay, but then who must, or what must happen while you're reconfiguring the families, and enabling them and going to engage with the students and what? But now, as we speak, who should lead South Africa? In short,
ekuholeni kwezila ziningizimu Afrika sidinga nje the interim structures abantu abazobengena bebamba njengokuze bebenza nje kanje lokho ebacova ngiyayithanda lesi team kaZuma ukuthi kubambe wona 2 months ucoshwe kubambe lo 2 months acoshwe kubambe lo naye bheda acoshwe uyabo anti sisibona ubani ngempela onalento khona lesifuna izivele ngoba asikwazi kuba abahola abaningi they are too quiet, they are silent, they are scared to pursue it. Abantu abangabaholi bangempela bathule because amaxoko namaphiciphici labantu begubhu labantu beyinyoka, they are so power hungry, they want power by all means necessary. They can kill you for power, my brother. They can kill you for power. So now if you are in the true leaders are silent now basabubulawa. So now those who are true leaders bathule bakhona. Yabona umthosa umkhwengu sasimenza umongameli wase South Africa ngesikhathi kuyovotwa wangisho njalo ku social media yabona mathiwa umkhwengu angena bomongameli iSouth Africa izoba njenge America kanje sazovala itabane sazovala into yonke le LGBTQ sazovala yonke lesivale labohushule bezesu.
I've got to put a disclaimer on that one.
Okay.
These are the views of the guest, not of ours. No, yes, uqinisile we were not aware of the matters that we were going to surface from this discussion, and we understand.
We will lead to umhlaba uNkulunkulu ogcina lwana uJesu uqobo lwakhe.
I've learned again ukuthi you do engagements with locals, students, because in your deliberations you were saying you engaged the tertiary students to basically try and align them with their prosperities. I did ask a question earlier, what's in Jagamanje situation tertiary students? They are sitting outside, they do not have houses, they don't have registration fees. So do you then assist in such? Because you did not want to answer that question earlier. I think you were perhaps not provoked because you simply said you are not a Minister of Education or whatnot. Yeah, but now I think you can be able to give us your inside view. No. If there's any way out.
Lo mbuzo wakho emfundo ephakeme la khona abantu bakithi behlezi kabuhlungu ndoda enkulu ebengasizakali. Umongameli osathatha umhlala phansi ubaba uJacob Zuma ephuma esihlalweni ngonyaka 2017 wamemezela imfundo yamahala. He pronounced the free education for all in South Africa. We were going to be beginning the class of 2018. That was the last speech of President Zuma before the national conference of the ANC. So imfundo fana bimahala fana njengane ziyayela esikoleni ezikwenza kulama college amancane njengo ngalibiza igama le coastal ingane ziyafunda izithola ama stipend uhulumeni uyayixhasa, that is very good. Nasema TVET college ingane ziyasizakala ngoNSFAS but uhulumeni uyakwazi ukwenza konke abafundi. South Africa uhulumeni uyazama ngilaka ngiyibona uyazama, zikhona ingane ezifundayo zikhona engafundi, bakhona abasebenzayo bakhona abangasebenzi, bakhona abasemajele sikhona ngaphandle sibushiwe, uyabona bakhona abantu amabhizinisi abanemali bakhona abangenawo, khona igwili khona abahlupha bafuna ukugcwele akukho ngagcwele khona.
Uhulumeni weJNU uyazama.
Angisho njalo.
Uthe umuphi kanti lo hulumeni ozamayo?
Uhulumeni singambizi ngegama, uhulumeni government. Ngoba uhulumeni weGNU le lathi usiphethwe EFF neANC, which is not a part of the GNU, yabo. So we cannot sithi uhulumeni kabani ngoba lapho uzuloko bese yapolitika and which is ngathi mayisikhokhela ukuthi size la.
No, we've got to put this to rest. But then we ngeke size sikwazi ukuthi sikuncintshe ithuba lokuthi ubatshela ababukeli mhlambe ama plans wakho nawo as a person ne vision yakho, more especially because we had ukuthi uke wathinta ekutheni eMthunzini usebenzile and unama programs and una NPO. So looking forward, what can we until maybe you visit us again, because Sazok invites again. Looking forward, what can we see you doing?
After the election of the 29 May 2024, I was spotted in Pietermaritzburg in June 16 as the Youth Day celebration. I was cleaning Pietermaritzburg and I said, I call upon to the 7th administration of the province of KwaZulu-Natal to prioritize 3 things. The province of, if I was to govern the province of KwaZulu-Natal, if I was to advise the government of KwaZulu-Natal, they must put these top 3 priorities. I say declare KwaZulu-Natal as 100% clean province. If it means to adjust the budget, we need to ensure that KwaZulu-Natal, it must achieve the clean province. Hygiene and cleanliness is closer to godliness. Once we clean our province, once we clean our province, everywhere will create more jobs. By cleaning the province, once I clean the we will create more jobs. Once we clean our primary schools, my schools, so excuse me, ingane zakithi sazangena ama-toilet clean and ama-toilet papers. That was going to create jobs. If I was going to now break down the province of KwaZulu-Natal, I will declare KwaZulu-Natal as the cleanest province in South Africa. Secondly, I will declare the province of KwaZulu-Natal as a 0% crime rate in KwaZulu-Natal. What was the implementation? I was going to make sure that I turn every community member I form a community policing forum. Make sure once we achieve into a crime, it doesn't matter the gender-based violence, anything to do with violence and criminality. It must be 0%. Hands-on. Community policing forum. Ngibanikeza amabhayisikili baphathelwe ebusuku, ngibaqeqeshe ngibatrain ekwenzeni kanjalo abasafunda ngibani ba reward umuntu ofuna uba ne driver's license bangene kulayini osena aphume kungena abasha osena aphume kungena abasha.
Siyashaya isikhathi futhi again KwaZulu-Natal buzo declare as a province free from itabane.
No. I lay South African Constitution, a province. You need the national that one, not that's personal was me that one. It was not in leadership position. I'm a person too. We are about best to chat people. Benkuluma is a leader. No, good man trying a leader. So when we leader, couldn't do as a sugar candle. God man kuluma jongo muntu kuna my personal views ukuhlukanisa lokho.
It was Politics Plus with KwaZulu. On this episode, we had Ubudi who break down Mathenjwa with the political complexes and his journey leading all the way. We are hoping he will be able to visit us again on invitation. And please do subscribe and follow us on TikTok, YouTube, with all the social medias, the social media handles that will be listed on the production. Siyabonga kakhulu Bhuti. Siyabonga. Thank you very much.